Well, hey there. So I am just killing a little bit of time right now in front of First Flight Archery. I know that a lot of you know me for shooting out in the woods a lot, but I have decided to sign up to shoot a pretty big indoor competition. It's called the Lancaster Classic. It's going to be in January up in Pennsylvania, so pretty cold. And I don't shoot a lot of indoor. I usually like outdoor just because I like to be outside, I like to hike around. And I think indoor, well, I thought indoor was boring. Like you just, the exact same distance and you just walk back and forth, and it just didn't really seem to have the same appeal to me as being outdoors and unknown distances and, just different targets. And plus indoors you have to stand really close to people, and it just is unappealing in that aspect. So I kind of had plateaued a little bit with my archery, and I just felt like I wasn't really progressing. And instinctive archery, it takes forever anyway, but I felt like I had slowed down a lot on improving. And so I mixed up a lot of things. I am changing a lot of little things about my shot process and how I stand, and I went to a tab and 3 under and things like that. And I decided that I would challenge myself and try this Lancaster thing. So the big thing is that as a traditional archer, there's not like a trad class. So in order to sign up to shoot, I am shooting the barebow class. And there's I heard about these birds, and they're addicted to the stings of ants. They sit on ant hills and let the ants sting them, and over time they become physically addicted to the pain of ant stings. And so I have to wonder if I've become physically addicted to getting my ass kicked. Maybe. Or maybe my other driving motivation is I feel like the more trad archers that show up to these things, the more trad women, especially, there's not a lot of trad women out there, believe it or not. So the more I show up as a woman, as a traditional archer, I show up to these things. That's why I go to the ASA. It's I show up and I shoot and I represent, and eventually maybe there'll be enough of us showing up that we actually would get a class. And let's be honest, I'll probably get my ass kicked in that too, but I do it for the fun and I do it for the love of the sport. And I feel like I need to represent. So I'm going to, and it's going to be a lot of work. I'm slowly improving. I downloaded one of those little apps to my phone. I can't remember what it's called right now. I'll post the name of it as I edit this. And so it's been interesting to watch my progress as I go along. And so it's a challenge, and it's different, and it's got me kind of fired up again about archery. I wouldn't say didn't love it, but I just kind of was at a weird place. And so this new challenge for me and learning something new and challenging myself has really fired me up about archery again. So I'm getting ready to go inside. A group of us usually meet out at the owners of this shop. We meet out at their house to shoot and practice, which I'm eternally grateful for, because shooting at 20 yards outdoors is really, really different than shooting at 20 yards indoors. So, but today we're meeting here, so you'll get to have a little behind the scenes peek at what it's like in First Flight Archery if you've never been here. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. They have a really nice indoor range, and you'll get to see it in just a minute. This is a behind the scenes look at First Flight Archery. They're closed today on Sunday. And like I said, First Flight's in Raleigh, and it's located right around where Capitol and Old Wake Forest meet. They have lots of cool stuff. There's some compound stuff if you think that stuff's cool. There's some of those crossbow things. There's some of that. And look, over here are my people. Hello. They have a really nice indoor range. You can cram 20 people on this line. Right now they're doing some inventory, so it's a little bit messy, but you get the idea. There's the line. John, I understand this is your second year shooting
Yes.
Lancaster. as barebow.
Yes, I shot barebow last year and qualified. Actually, this might be third year. This is third year barebow.
Oh.
So first year I shot, did not qualify. Shot my qualification round. I knew I wasn't going to qualify, ran home and came back to work. Last year I shot and qualified, made it to the eliminations. I lost my first elimination round, I think by 1 point. It was one of the highlights of my archery career. It was super fun. And this year we're going back and we're gonna try to get onto the platforms and shooting the shoot-offs.
I think you can do it. So tell me about your bow.
So this is a CD archery riser. I'm shooting the WF29, that's the 29-inch riser. I'm shooting long Hoyt X-Tour limbs. For indoors, I shoot about 35 pounds. 35-pound limb rather. It's about 42 pounds on my finger with my draw length. I made the string myself. Otherwise, I would normally be using a first string, but because the length of the bow was kind of new and I was just putting it together, I built my own string. I'm shooting Super Drive 23 arrows, 325 spine.
These points are funky looking.
Top hat field points, screw-ins with top hat inserts, and a 3-inch shield cut 4-fletch feather.
4-fletch. We like the 4-fletch. All right, thanks. All right, so there's some different kinds of targets. I'm guessing, do the compounders shoot this kind of, I don't even remember what this is called.
This is a 3-spot vertical.
3-spot vertical.
With the Big 10 ring.
Oh, all right, so in Lancaster, this is what compounds shoot.
Yep, most compounders will be shooting this target to avoid contacting their other arrows while they're shooting. So they'll shoot 1 arrow at each dot, and then 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Anything outside the 6 on this target would be a 0.
All right. And then Leslie has hung the 40 centimeters. Mm-hmm. All right, so, but the one thing is, it says there's top and bottom in the competition. And so this one is not regulation height, is it? So this is weird to me, but apparently the bottom of the top target is, what's the centimeters? From the ground?
What's it for John?
We don't remember. Anyway, boob height to me. So not boob height to Leslie. Come closer, Leslie, because Leslie's boobs are a lot lower than mine. So the bottom of the target is boob height to me. So if I want to shoot the bottom target, I hang my target at the top of the target at my boobs and then down. And top would be up here, but nobody has targets this high. So how do people practice? I don't know. What's the centimeters to my boobs? So we're going to have to redo.
52 inches.
So that's 52.
That's not going to be the bottom of the target, though.
Yep.
52 is the bottom of the top target.
Bottom of the top target.
Oh, and then just the paper itself.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, not the target. So anyway, targets. All right, so I'm practicing with obviously the bottom target. Height. Corey, and Corey is shooting a compound.
She's pretty.
So it's a Hoyt, yes?
It is.
All right. Do you have any other information about it?
Oh,
It's red.
Yep. Rail 37. Dead center setup. Great stabilizers. I got Excel sight, shrewd scope, and exit wires.
All right. Look at that.
It works well.
Excellent. And then Leslie, what are you shooting? I know I'm interrupting your shot process just for fun.
This is the CD25 Lite. It just has some random limbs on it. First string, Magnum, exit wire, string, Easton ACEs. I do have a Yost weight out front that I'm trialing today. Yost, tab,
Yost.
and
Yeah, you know, his kid knows a lot about dinosaurs. I met his kid at ETAR, and that kid was spilling some dinosaur
I
facts.
shot with them. I know them.
They're very
well.
nice people.
Yes, they are. That's where I came from.
Oh. All right, well, we're going to shoot some now. What's that? You want to know about my bow? Oh, gosh, thanks for asking. I'm shooting a Striker Grizzly Gem Signature Series. It's 35 pounds. Beautiful piece of work. I also have gold tip ultralights, 4-fletch. It's ready to go. So I listed a lot of things that I changed to come to indoor. And one thing that really has kind of blown my mind a little bit that I really had to work on was my starting shot process. It used to be that when I was outside or by myself, I would start standing like this. Not very practical when you have 24 inches of personal space and people next to you. So I had to change my stance when I start, wedging my bow between my legs, which was just super awkward. I don't know, like, because y'all start with your bows out, don't you?
I start with mine in too.
Like, yeah, it's just,
Start here.
yeah, so we're a bunch of bow riders. I guess we could do that. That works. Oh, wait, you load your arrow sideways like that?
No. But if I did, the 3 people next to me would know about it.
I know your monster bow. So fun fact, I almost never eat a lot of sugar, and on the drive over here, I ate a bunch of Reese's Pieces, and I am vibrating. I think it's affecting my archery. Well, I did not shoot my best, but I didn't shoot my worst. So, the thing about indoor is it really makes you think about your body and trying to repeat the perfect shot each time. And as an instinctive archer, I really have to pay attention to my body and my brain, and I'm just repeating it, training it over and over again to see what happens. But I've got 77 days, only 77 days, to get to a point where I won't totally embarrass myself, or hopefully won't totally embarrass myself. But at the very least, I'll see some of my archery friends that I haven't seen since 3D season, and you know, it'll be an experience. So if you go to Lancaster and you see me there, come say hi. Okay, so when shooting an indoor competition, you have how much personal space? 12 inches?
24.
This is 24.
Feels like 12.
24 inches of personal space. And so when you are a lefty shooting against many, many righties, there's different levels of ideal placement in the line. Where I am right now is the most ideal. Where I am now is the second most ideal. You know, I see the back of his head, no big deal, no eye contact, so very good. All right, so here, maybe not as ideal because I have a right-handed person where I'm making slightly uncomfortable eye contact with, but the great thing is maybe she's a little short, so when I look this way, I don't even see her face. And this one, least ideal. John and I are still gazing into each other's eyes. Very uncomfortable, but joke's on him. I just ate a veggie burger with a shit ton of onions on it.
I can smell them.